Hi guys, I'm Elastico, and today I'm going to be talking you guys through some of the most effective skill moves in FIFA 23. Today we're not going to focus on what you need to press in order to do the skill moves. I'm going to assume most of you guys already know how to do these skills. If you do need to learn how to do some of these skill moves, if it's not something you know how to do, you can just head over to the practice arena, go to skill moves help, and here you can find all of the inputs for any skill move in the game. The only thing you won't find here are skill move cancels, but they're more advanced. We can do a separate video on these. Today's focus is going to be on why these particular skill moves are so effective and in what scenarios you should be doing these to get the most out of them. The first skill move that we're going to be talking about is the step over. Now, the reason a step over is so effective is because you can change into any direction off of it, but you also get a very good pace boost on the exit of this skill move. Something about a step over's exit as well that is very glitchy, and it feels like if your opponent doesn't perfectly read the direction that you're exiting on, you often just sort of glitch through them and get past them, which is why you see such high level players using these almost constantly to change direction and move about the football pitch. In terms of scenarios that you should be using these in, I would highly recommend using them down the byline to sort of burst into the space. Using step overs in a straight line is seriously underused, and honestly, in my opinion, probably the most effective use of them. And that is literally step over, burst into a straight line. Even if you're here, step over, burst into a straight line. The other use and main use really is just if you want to change direction, you just use it off of a step over because you'll get into that direction quicker than you will just using the left stick or sprinting. Just to give you an example here with the defender, I'll do the straight line ones here. As you can see, they tend to really bite on the step overs. Let's do another one here. We'll just go in a straight line down the byline. And you can really see you get such a strong pace boost off of those. So that time we change direction, and again you can see it gets a real animation of the defender sort of lunging in as well. It's just a super effective skill move. You should be using these all the time to move about the pitch. The next skill move we're going to talk about is the lateral heel to heel. The reason this skill move is so effective is because of the speed at which you can change direction. It's extremely snappy, it's excellent in tight situations, and you can really leave a defender on the wrong foot with this skill move. I would not use this skill move deep on the pitch like you may do with a step over. With this, I really would be looking sort of here onwards in this final third. The best sort of scenario I would say for these is sort of in the box here to get a more favourable angle on goal. Another good position to use these in, which a lot of people don't expect, is if you're down here at the byline, people are at this point are expecting you to come this way. What is really effective is if you actually do a lateral heel to heel down the byline. A lot of people don't expect that. As good as the lateral heel to heel is at beating defenders, its most effective use, in my opinion, is to actually beat the goalkeeper one on one. The key is to be at a slight off angle to the goalkeeper and then lateral heel to heel in the same direction. So here we'll come at the goalie, bit off to the left, and we'll lateral heel to heel off to the left, and it beats the goalkeeper. This time we'll do it off to the right, and again, just lateral heel to heel, beats the goalie, and we'll score. Sometimes the goalie won't dive at your feet like that. He tends to do that if you leave it quite late. Sometimes the goalie will just stay there standing and you'll just beat him. But it's an extremely effective way to beat the goalie. If you haven't got defenders on you and it's just you and the goalkeeper, you should be doing this every time. You will literally score so many more goals one on one. The next skill move we're going to talk about is the ball roll scoop. You won't actually see this in the catalogue because it is technically two skill moves. So it's essentially a ball roll in one direction, then you instantly fake shot in the opposite direction. So if you're ball rolling in this scenario up, we're going to fake shot down straight after, like so. The reason this skill move is so effective is because in tight spaces where the defender is literally on your shoulder, you create space with the ball roll, but then you go back in as they commit with the scoop. It leaves them for dead and you can create tons of space in the box with this. Your key position for this is going to be in this sort of scenario where you've got a defender on your shoulder, you're ball rolling in and you're scooping back into the space to then open up sort of a square pass or a shot on goal. I'll show you this one with a defender just because it is a little bit clearer, but essentially once he gets tight on your shoulder, you're ball rolling and then you're scooping into that space. Simple as that. The next skill move that we're going to talk about is the reverse elastico. Now, the reason this skill move is so effective is because of the speed of the animation. If a defender doesn't anticipate you doing this, it's pretty much undefendable. The main positions you want to be looking at to do this skill move is, again, tight situations in the box. My personal favourite position to do this in is when I'm at a 45-degree angle away from goal like this, and I use it to get an angle on goal. So if I'm here, I will do it, and it gives me the shooting angle. It is super effective, and if you've seen any of my gameplay before, you'll know I do this a lot. Another situation where this is really effective is a defender on your shoulder. So I'll show you that as this guy gets tight. We'll do that around him. It's really good for getting in behind the defence once they get tight on you. They're the main two scenarios, though. When you got a defender on the shoulder, you go around him, or when you're in the box facing away from the goal at a diagonal angle, and you do it to get back into a shooting position. The last trick we're going to talk about is the ball roll, and you might find that a pretty boring one to end on, but there's a good reason for it. The reason we're going to finish with the ball roll as being one of the most effective but almost important skills for you to implement is because it is the perfect setup for Travellas, which are one of the most meta ways to score this year. The main position you should be using a ball roll, specifically to set up a Travella, is around this angle here. And the key is you want to ball roll away from the goal. So your right shoulder is pretty much parallel to the goal, and it's from the exit of that ball roll you want to hit your Travella. So it'll be like so. Ball roll, Travella. This is an extremely consistent way to score. It seems outrageous and it looks impressive, but it's super consistent. It's honestly more consistent than being one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Okay, I'm going to try and give you guys an example here with the defender. So we're going to ball roll, then hit the Travella. As you can see, it's the same as the defender not being there. You just ball roll away from the goal, then you hit the Travella. Same again. You ball roll, you hit the Travella. You get the idea. To summarise, guys, I would say my main takeaways would be with step overs, just practice exiting those in a straight line because of the sprint boost that you get. With the lateral heel to heel, I would say just practice this one-on-one with the goalkeeper, mainly just to get around the keeper and score more goals one-on-one. With the ball roll scoop, don't be doing this randomly around the pitch like this, like a lot of people do. That's useless. Practice it when the defender's tight to your shoulder to scoop inside the space and get in on goal. With the reverse elastico, keep it again to when the defender's on your right shoulder like this, but also practice it in this position that I talked about down here, where you're at this kind of angle, but running away, and use it to get in on goal, to get a shooting angle. And of course, the main takeaway with the ball roll is face the goal, ball roll away, Travella. I hope you enjoyed the video today, guys, and above all, I just hope it helps you guys out apply skill moves a little bit better. If you have any questions, please just ask me. If you're unsure of any of the inputs to actually do the skill moves, just check that catalogue that I mentioned at the start of the video. Also, if you want to see the skill moves cancel sort of tutorial, I'm more than happy to put that one together as well, if that's something you guys would be interested in. More than anything, just thank you for sticking to the end with the video. If you did enjoy, please subscribe to the channel and turn your bell on. Take care, guys.